All right. We're going to do a trap choke, standing trap choke. This is a variation of Kata Juji Jime. Kata is one up, one down type thing. And this is a variation. Some people call it Shingitai Jime, both hand strangle, both hand choke. It goes by other names as well. Some people call it the baseball bat choke because you're grabbing like a baseball bat. Okay? But if you don't play baseball, you wouldn't have any idea what that means if you live in some other country, the United States or Japan. But anyway, the idea is one palm up, one palm down. All right? And the palm up hand is going to be the strangling or choking hand. Right? The other hand will assist too, but it really is the clamp hand. Okay? Now, we've been working a lot lately, besides the trap choke, we've been doing that. We've also been working a lot if the guy is bent over. If you're fighting an opponent who's bent over or crouched and really has that shell and it's hard to break through that shell, this is a really good technique for that. Okay? So he's all bent over, he's crouched and everything. Now he thinks I'm just getting a high grip up here. He just thinks I'm grabbing this and he still feels relatively safe. What I'm going to do is put my hand palm up. We see that palm up. And it's going to be right where it's just right along the side of his neck. And my wrist is going to be under his, I'll turn around here so you can see this. My palm up is like this, see that? Just there. And it's no big deal initially here. He's bent over and he's thinking, well, he's just getting a high grip on me, right? And I've got that. Well, my other hand is going to reach up here and grab palm down. And I'm going to have a little bit of space in between when I grab the collar here. This palm up, this palm down. You know, if you want to grab really close, you can, but you'll probably find if you have a little bit of space, about an inch or so between your hands, it really is helpful because it allows you to swing your elbow in deeper and through more fully. Now, what this is, he's all bent over here, and he's just thinking, I'm going to try to throw him. Well, I have no intention of throwing him. I want to strangle him or choke him and take him down. This is a really sudden, rough technique, so be ready to tap out on the way down. Okay, and I like Derek, so he and Mike are going to do this, so I'm not going to apply it when I do, but when I do this, I'm going to swing through, and when I swing through, my elbow is going to go through. My elbow and toe are connected together. I'm going to have these guys demonstrate on each other now, so they can actually pull it off. So Mike is bent over, he's bending that shell, that defensive shell. Now Derek is a lefty. Let's come over here to the side of this. Can everybody see this? Okay. Now Derek is going to do it left side, so his left hand is palm up. His right hand is palm down, so his left hand is going to be his choking hand. His right hand is his anchor hand. It's anchored on there. Now, watch how this elbow and his toe work together because they will swing together when Derek swings under Mike. And what he's going to do when he swings under Mike, he's going to drive his left forearm right across Mike's trachea, really low. But the other one is going to be squeezing it together. So he's going to be really trapping, that's what we call it a trap choke. He's going to be trapping his head between this vice grip right here, this pincer here, okay? So, here's going to do it. And notice when he swung through, he rolled over to his opposite hip. He didn't roll Mike over, because if he did, he let Mike off the hook. And it's a quick, fast trap. Do it again one more time now. The guy's bent over, he doesn't feel threat. There you go. Now, it's important that you just don't roll down like a barrel roll or something. When you do this, your elbow, he's doing it the way we want you to do it. His elbow and toe are together. They're connected like this. That gives you more torque in this strangle, the choke itself. Okay, one more time. Mike's bent over. Okay, Derek's going to swing under. And there it is, like that. Okay? It's the standing trap choke. You can call it Shingitai Jime. You can call it Kata Juji Jime. It goes by other names, I think. Baseball bat choke, like I said. But this is a really, really good sneaky move. I don't think it's allowed in IJF Judo anymore, but we would allow this in the freestyle Judo rules. Freestyle Judo contest rules, you see it in combat Sambo, if you could pull it off with his hand grips, if you could. You could pull it off in a lot of different sports. I don't know if they use Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, probably could, I guess. Any type of sport, grappling, like when we used to compete in the gi grappling, Jiu-Jitsu, you can do that as well. So one more time, and we're going to do it without gi in a moment here, okay? So he swings through. Do a different angle without killing the guy. Just start with your back to the start to turn your back. There you go. Now watch the foot action. See that? That's it. Be careful with each other. Don't do it too hard, and remember you drive that across there. Okay? take care of each other's practice. Here's an application of the trap choke. It's a pretty good, active application. If the guy is on elbows and knees and he wants to stand up in front of you, well, you can help him and then help him get trap choked in. So if Mike is down on elbows and knees or just in a down position, and Derek is going to start setting up, he knows Mike wants up to maybe attack him or maybe shoot a double leg or something, who knows what. But as soon as Mike comes up, notice that Derek's already got his hand working. He's already got one palm up, one palm down. Now, what Derek is looking for is this. As soon as Mike starts to come up and clear some space where Derek thinks he has the room, he goes right back under and catches the trap choke. This is a really sneaky application of it. And remember, chokes should be sneaky, okay? So you're kind of drawing him up. So the guy's down, and as soon as he wants up, he might even start backing out away. And that's where you catch it. Can you kind of, from the opposite position, just turn your back to me. So watch how he does it. Sets his hands up. There you go. Now, what'll happen in a real situation, a guy who's a good, smart fighter on the bottom, a judoka, Jiu-Jitsu, Sambo guy, well not Sambo, but because we don't strangle with Sambo, but combat Sambo, he will, if he's down, he's going to start to get up, he's going to back up and get out. Okay, he's not going to just stand up and let you attack him. So he may be backing up, and that's perfect time for this, because you can just like walk in and follow. Okay? So it's a really good, aggressive application of the trap choke, Kata Juji Jime.
So as he's getting up, as soon as you kind of feel him starting to stand a little bit, you push him back and up. So you're not like pulling him all the way up from a prone position. He's already coming up, so you just kind of go like this, and that gives you more space, and you immediately swing under.
Yeah, you lead him on. You lead him on. Just like you got a fish on the line, you got a fish on the line here, type of thing. Okay, one more time, and then we'll let us practice. There you go. So it's a trap choke against the guy who's on elbows and knees, and he wants to come up to rise. Great way to. Merry Christmas, happy birthday to you. Okay. All right, let's try that, guys. Let's go. The choke is going to be a no-gi situation. So we're wearing, jackets and everything tonight. So, but you don't need to take it off. Let's just practice without a gi. Here's a key thing here to remember when you're doing this. Now remember, the trap choke is palm up, palm down. Okay, we got that because we're grabbing the lapel here really well. Okay, in this case, I'm not grabbing the lapel. All right, what I'm going to do with my hand, this is going to blade, the back of the back of the head is palm down. The strangling hand, this is the anchor, okay? The strangling or choking hand is palm up. Now it's really important to keep from hurting his neck. I just want to choke him. I don't want to break his neck, all right? And this is very important to remember this, guys. Very important safety thing here. When I do this, I don't want to put my hands behind his neck like this, because that way I'll crank his head. And I don't want to crank his head. I just want to choke him, okay? So this is the setup here. See how that? So my hand around here, and the choking hand is palm up, but elbow down.
Across. And it's a straight line up.
It's a straight line up and down. This. I get a good square grip here like this. Don't grab any way. Get a good square grip, all right? Like this. And that is ready to go. I'm not compromising his neck, bending his neck. Remember, in any form of combat wrestling, I think, certainly freestyle judo rules or combat sambo, we don't want to cramp the neck. You bend the neck, it's illegal for a good reason. You could hurt the guy's neck. This is a strangle or a choke, okay? So hook here like this. And when I do this, I'm going to clamp in and elbow down. I'll do the same thing here. I'm grabbing this way. So can you demo? Now watch what he does. You're going to come with this. Okay, so here's the strangling hand. Here's the choking hand. Notice this hand is across the back of the neck. Laid it in, okay? All right, he's grabbed here. Now watch, he's going to drive his elbow in and just swing in. It's a super, super tight choke. Okay, you think the one using the lapels as choke is tight. This one's even tighter. This one is much tighter. So lock him in like that. And what you're doing, it's a pincer action here like this. See that? Okay. So we're not removing our jackets. We don't need to really, just to practice a no-gi situation. But can you, I'll focus on that. No. All right, now when he does this, okay, so come around here so you guys Can you see? He's, you know, he might have been bent over or whatever, and Derek's got a nice head control here, but this is across the back of the neck, and I can't stress that enough. This is wrong. Where your two fists, two hands together behind his neck, we could cause neck injury. We don't want to do that. This across the back is how you do it. This hand is, they've got, you know, the grasping hands. This elbow is straight down. And when Derek swings through, he's going to swing through under Mike, bring him with him, and there's trap choke. You're trapping his head right between your two arms. That's what I call it, the trap choke.
And if you can, instead of just kind of floating up here, you might land your forearm on the jaw. So when you catch a hold of this, I'm trying to bring his head onto my shoulder. It's very similar philosophy to when you're doing the plum and Muay Thai. You want to keep the head on your shoulder nice and locked. So I'm going to put my thumb down right there. My forearm's resting on the back of his head, and then his forehead is nestled kind of right there on my shoulder. That allows me to lock it in, and as soon as I move, it's right there on it. So if I went this way, okay, we're stuck nice and tight in there, so as soon as I go through, it's bringing it right across the carotid and the trachea. And it's hard for him to move his head around.
Can you do it one more time with your back to the guys here? Mike, turn around so Derek's back. So you can see the back view, everybody. Watch how he swings. Okay. This is a lot tighter than the one grabbing the lapels, or the collar. It just is, because you're really locking his head in, you're trapping it in. Both are very tight. I think this is the tighter of the two. And certainly good for a no-gi situation, maybe even a fight in self-defense.
Sure.
But be very careful. I cannot stress it enough. Be very careful. Your hand should be not behind his head, should be there so you can trap choke him and not trap headlock him. This isn't a headlock or a neck crank.
If you can go like this, you're doing it correctly, right?
Yeah, with your back to your hand. Okay. All right, we good? Let's give it a try.
So we're going to go over a no-gi version. I know I'm in a gi right now, but it's a no-gi version of a trap or baseball bat choke starting from standing. And we're going to roll all the way through, basically like it's a side separation, and then finish on top. Okay? So this one, I'm catching his head and I'm bringing it in to my shoulder on this side to lock it in nice and tight, and then his thumb down on the side of the neck, and your other hand comes straight up and down, palm to palm grip. Okay? From there, I'm going to swing under and keep rolling. We get through to this spot, okay, and I'm just going to sit through into Kata Gatame, and there's our finish. So the key is, again, lead with that elbow in the foot and really turn hard to get the full flip. And then as you're down on the ground, don't crank so much, it's just slide the elbow and the hip completely through to Kata.
Derek, can you start from the left side over here and swing it about, and as you finish, I'll try to come around and catch it. And Derek, can you show us that finished position once you have Mike down? So you've got Mike down.
So you should land through right about here, okay? And then all we have to do is just sit through, and the elbow is going to come that way along with my knee as I sit into Kata. And again, I'm not going to roll him up this way. No matter what judo flavor you're doing, that's a neck crank, which is bad. So keep it here. Your arm this arm stays flat, and then this arm comes through and finishes the choke.
Okay, now stay there and let's show how you put that elbow across his neck so we can see there.
Okay, thumb up again, palm to palm. My forearm should already be generally across the neck. I'm just gonna make this even worse by sitting through. So this slides in, okay, slide and squeeze.
Can you also show us the starting position from top?
Sure.
So once you have them, get that hand grip. Let's show that hand grip.
Got the high grip along the back of the neck, and I'm going to pull his head into my near shoulder. Okay, so if it's on this side, boom, right in there, tuck it into the shoulder, and put my ear to his ear. That locks his head right in there. And that allows me, when I switch through to this grip, I can hold him down with my hand and then slide in.
And your hand is on the back of his head.
Yeah. So we catch him here like this. We might be, you know, in this kind of situation. Boom, I trapped him there between my shoulder and my hand, okay? And then I slide up here like this.
Right, there's the trap.
There's the trap. Choke. It's not over the back of his neck.
This is dangerous, everybody, because it could cause a bending neck, neck crank type thing. We don't want that. We just want to choke him. We don't want to hurt his neck.
I want to stop his neck from moving upwards and block it. And this arm comes through and chokes and compresses as I go down. It doesn't twist his neck at all.
Let me get a back view here. I'll come around behind you guys. Okay, go ahead, Derek. Go ahead and make your swing. You finish through. Good. Now you could reasonably do that with a lapel grip, palm up, palm down. You wouldn't need to just to have a no-gi grip situation.
So we've got the grip here. Same idea though. I'm going to take the high collar grip, bring him in nice and tight so I lock that head through.
And your choking hand is your palm up.
Right. So it's inside his lapel, palm up, cinched in nice and tight. Okay, and then as I roll through again, I'm going to have to turn hard to rotate him over and not face plant.
We finish with that. Again, can you show us the lapel position at the finish, the very finish?
Okay, so I've landed through like this, okay? And now it's basically a topside trap choke that we're sitting through, okay? So we landed here like this, and then drive that elbow this way, and then slide my hip into casing.
There we go. Okay, we just do in full speed then. And again, this is using the collar or lapel. There we go. Okay. Thanks, guys. That is a standing trap choke, but a roll through and finish, get to the case gatame position on top. Okay. Thanks, guys.